everybody, and welcome back to Arkansas Gaming. Arkansas here, bringing you some more Space Engineers and the Hoodwinked scenario. Alright guys, last time we were here, we built our brand new refinery. Had a few picadillos with the smokestacks, but even though it's dark, you can still see that the smokestacks are now actually producing smoke, I guess you could say. They actually call it exhaust in this case. You can use this stuff for all sorts of things. As you see here, there's so many different types of effects that you could get. So, for example, you get electrical arcs. So you want to create that sort of appeal. You can. There's so many things that you can do. I mean, if you want fire. Boom, there you go. You want fire and smoke. Oh, can't really see it at the moment, but it's there. That's actually, yeah, let's do that. Fire and smoke. We'll light the sky up. So maybe fire and smoke small might be a better one. Yeah, we'll go with fire and smoke small. So give that more of an industrialized look, sort of like a late 19th century sort of idea. It actually sort of lights things up as well. I mean, look at that. I mean, you can see that the smoke is there if we get the right angle. In the middle there of the screen, you can see the smokestacks producing the smoke. There's a little bit of flame. Yeah, that looks great. I mean, so we could do all sorts of things with these. So there's a lot to play around with. So what's smoke electrical? Oh, like something exploding. Okay. Smoke reactor. I'm not sure what the difference is there. Smoke white. I guess that just literally produces white smoke. Yeah, so quite a lot of options here that I didn't even know existed until I started playing around with this. Oh, hey, could have sworn I selected fire and smoke small. Whoops, there we go. Okay, so now that we've got that in play. As you see, I've taken out that big refinery that was there because of the fact that we have now moved all of our equipment into a dedicated refinery area. So, I mean, look at that. You can hear it going. I mean, it looks fantastic. I haven't even played around with the lighting. I mean, if I turn off the lights from the suit, you can see there isn't really much need to increase the lighting in it, by much anyway. But let's close this up. Put that under lock and key for now. I mean, I'm not sure as and when we need to go in there. I mean, it's a bit like in here. I mean, for example, we don't necessarily... oh, excuse me, sorry. Still got the tail end of this cold. Trying to get through it. But yeah, I mean, we got all sorts of stuff we could do with all of this. I'm thinking about removing these back panels and putting in the other assembler there. But I'm considering maybe what to do in terms though of getting the construction speed up to par, because that is in the wrong place. And I don't really want to try and fathom out what they've done with this. So I think I might have to rearrange some of the furniture to basically do what I need to do. Question is how am I going to do that? Unless I just have that as the disassembler. Alright, okay. Let's take a moment Yeah, and whilst I'm searching for this, do remember to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, tap that notification bell, and leave us that nice comment below. Right, let's have a look at the script. Now, when it comes to auto crafting, yeah, there it is. You know, hash disassemble only. I'm not sure whether I can copy that out. So that's what we want, is hash disassemble only on this jobby. So that will leave our other assembler to work like the clappers. There we go. And actually, hey, what? Interesting. And do its thing. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to go through this entire building at some point and actually sort out naming conventions. So, yeah. So that takes care of manufacturing, which is pretty much 90% of what we do. Right. I've also brought back the drilling arm trailer and the semi itself. So everything is here at the base right now, so that we can then plan what we do next. My main concern at the moment is healing time. It takes forever to do healing of any kind at the moment. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this corner. I think I'm going to rearrange how I do some of the things. Okay, so we've got access to silver, which means then we oh God, we then got access to the medical room and everything that comes with it. Just got to find it now. There it is, medical room. Okay, so let's clear out the debris from last time. Right. When it comes to medical rooms, we got it in two vanillas. We've got the new one, which is the corner medical room, which is great. You've got a tiny little console there on the left, I think it is, to be able to regenerate. Whereas the original one, you got that huge console right there to be able to use to regenerate all your stats, yeah, as long as everything is connected up properly. I think I'm going to go with the new one. So for that, you notice it's everything right. The connectors are on the sides and not on the top or bottom. Whereas if we go to the original, you notice it's not on the sides, it's on the top and bottom. So it is a case of horses for courses. In this case, I think I'm going to go for this horse. Sorry, for the original horse. Sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange all this. Which is no big deal. So I've been doing this sort of thing pretty much all through this scenario. Okay, we'll have. Yeah, we'll put that way around this time around. We want corner variant. So. Put that like that. So basically, we're going to have the connectors on the inside, and then we can then just go. Oops, get the right one in there, and we'll drop that in. Now, what that does mean is we can finally
inventory full.
Get rid of that, which has been nothing but an eyesore. And I'm going to replace that section there if I can find the correct functionality. With a couple of connectors there. There we go. Not sure why this is taking so long to finish. And there we go. Heal up in an instant rather than in 10,000 years. Okay. So that has sorted that out. And we can also use this area, I suppose, for other things as well. I mean, we can have in lab equipment and stuff like that in here if we so choose. Taken out, as you can see, I've taken out the access to the upper area that we had. What I haven't done, however, I've just noticed, is I haven't put in a spare bit of railing. Which one would that be? I think it would be the the railing right. There we go. Just to be able to sort of curb that off. There we go. So we've still got access to our industrial assembler here. It's got, you know, everything going on for us there. I mean, I could have the argument. I could move a series of assemblers into our manufacturing plant there, but I think for now, I think I'm just going to leave this like this. Now, what I do want to do is I want to, preferably I would prefer daylight to be able to work on the land shark, because the land shark is not how I want it. It's not got a big enough cargo capacity on it for what it is. It's only got these smalls, yeah. So I do that. Go inventory. It's only got a 46,875 litre capacity. Now, when you've got something as big as that drill rig, which has got hundreds of thousands of litres of capacity, that's just not going to cut the mustard. So, I think it's now time we start thinking about a not just a manufacturing area, sorry, that's the wrong term, a repair and upgrade facility. So, question is where on earth do we put that? Because I want to continue building this out to have different types of trailers. Really need to figure out how to dedicate that building properly, other than just having it for that disassembler. We've got this area here, which is for our cargo. So I really need to do something with that to make that look a little bit more spectacular, like it's bolted down or something, strapped to the ground, if you will. That I can actually do now. But I'm thinking, if I was to bring out from here and make an area like that, I could then cover up some of these holes and have an area where I can work on vehicles. We can have a crane and all sorts of stuff like that. So I think that's where I'm going to go next. Once I've sorted out another problem, because frankly I just don't like this. It's the wrong way around.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Right, so we'll get rid of that for the minute. We'll let it just grab all the bits. Not sure where it's going to put everything for the moment. As you can see, it's doing its trick. There we go. Right, then that way I can now put that with these big straps this way round. And then we'll call that ores ingots. And then I can do what I wanted to do, which was using the beam blocks and the gold texture. I can then create what looks like the strapping that's holding this down. Sort of make something of it, if you will. Because at the moment it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look complete. It just looks like two items which are just, well, frankly, there. And if King can take the time to actually make something look good, then why the hell can't I? ... answers on postcard. Because that isn't actually a question I'm asking. Alright, that looks a bit better. And then... oops. What I can then do is I can then really sort of go to town with all this. Because we've got the resources now, so why not? Now, if I can only find the part I'm looking for. There it is. Excuse me. Okay, so access panel 4 is great for this sort of thing. You can just like throw them on the end there, and it sort of creates like an impromptu sort of cover. Well, I don't think I've really checked this one out to see which way up it was. Yeah. I always like to have the yeah, that way. Here we go. Then we can just sort of open it up and we can have access to the inventory as and when we want. So yeah, that's a bit more... that's a bit better. That's a lot better, actually. I'm happier with that. Okay. I mean, I could be argued to go with the other... the industrial container. So if I just sort of like float this in space, maybe go with this one. And then, you know, they'd have them like bolted together on this side, but I don't really know at the moment about that. Okay, what we got in terms of our inventory? Yeah, I think we need to sort that out because we're gonna need a ton of this stuff. Okay. Question. Why is... Thank you. Right. Okay, so going from what I was saying earlier, might need to do some field work while we're out here clearing up some of this area. Okay, so I'm going to use this as a starter. Might need to sort out my textures and also figure out how high do I want this, because I want it on par with everything else that I've been making. So, oops. Like I said, might need to do some mining. Let's see if I can get it. I'll tell you what. Should we use the suit lights? No, I don't think I'm anywhere close at the moment. There we go. Probably this way now. No, in my luck, I'll probably fall down the hole. Oh, look at that. Way too far out. Okay. It's basically that level. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll drag this back like that. And if I then go from here, pull this all the way across. And then from there...
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory.
Yeah, we
full.
know, we know.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Right, perfect. So that's sort of given us our initial, I guess you could say, working area. Come on, Sunrise, where are you? Okay. Because what I'm thinking is we probably need to bring this out a lot more. I think for now,
Inventory
let's
full.
sacrifice that. And we'll... Oop. It's a shame I can't reach all the way over there with the... Yeah, probably going to have to sort of have an area where we stop. Because not only do we have... I'll probably do that. Then I can get access to that O2H2 generator. And then we've got this gap around the edge here. I think that works quite nicely. And then we can always do... yeah, railing straight right there. And double to that point there. I'm out of construction components. So saying that, I can now ditch a lot of that and then re-put them over here, like say. Right, so that's us now safe and secure sort of this way, so we don't fall down into that little pit area. and we've got access between the two areas. Okay, so alright, so far this is actually quite good. We've got quite a bit of area here. I mean, we can always expand out this ramp going this way once we figure out how wide we want this. But for now, actually, thinking about holes and things like that sort of nature, need to be careful about that hole, especially if I'm going to widen it out. This is why I wanted to sort of figure out the ground area first. Of course, it's going to take a lot to fill in. Get that in there like that.
Energy low.
With our new medical centre, that won't take us long to get our energy levels back up, will it? Bother. I keep making that mistake over and over and over and over again. Never gets old though. Well, at least for me anyway. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's a bit of a laugh. Right, so we've got the huge amount of flooring done. So while that's doing, let's find our way in. Medical room this side. Oh yeah, and the other advantage, if you guys don't know, is you can actually change your appearance. So, let's say, for example, we didn't like the gloves. I mean, a good example as any. Blimey, it's taking a sweet time to get in. Okay, say we want instead, should we say golden gloves? And actually, that goes quite nicely with the ensemble. I mean, we could do all sorts of things. It won't be glamour. Yeah, there we go. We're going to be all glamorous, you know, while we're doing our work. You know, shimmer and shine. Or we could go for something like a badger suit. You know, so fur baby. Or an aviator suit. You know, sort of go old school. Sort of like reminds me of sort of like the 1940s or something like that. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what the chef suit's meant to be all about. I mean, it's just sort of like a pinstripe sort of a variant in my view, but I don't know. If you got a thing for cows. Oh, kids' pajamas. That's quite a funny one. Yeah, you want to celebrate a particular community? There we go. Yeah, there are just so many options here. Yeah, the minor one's quite a nice one. I do like that one. I actually was rocking that for a while. Scavenger suit. There we go. Or for those fancy events in space. This is one I've been wanting to check out. Zombie suit. What the heck is this all about? Oh, I see. It's like you survived a zombie apocalypse. It's like all patchwork stuff. Yeah, you can see where it's like all been like sort of sewn together from like various different. Or you can say that the character's now a zombie. But yeah, so many different variants there you could go for. I mean, depending on what you want. Oh, you want to go ghillie? There we go. You know, tactical warfare. But there we go. Or one of my favourites, the assault armour, because it's all heavy plate. Sort of more what you'd expect. Anyway, helmets wise, same sort of jobby. Loads of different variants that we could go for. I haven't checked out some of these for a while. See which ones I've got. Robot helmet. Oh, that's cool. Actually, I like that. That's sort of like a throwback to sort of like 80s cartoons, if you ask me. You know, it's that sort of stylization. That's quite cool. Actually, yeah, go with the skeletal gloves. And then boots wise, what we got? What we gonna go for? Oh, we've got the zombie boots as well. Zebra, wood, tuxedo. So yeah, you can really go to town on customization. You can change colours as well. So, I mean, I'm going to go with more of a purplish sort of colour this time around. All right, there we go. There's our alterations taking effect, so we can see it all. I was hoping by now all of this would be done, but not yet. Okay. I think I'm going to extend it out over that hole. Yeah, let's do that. Going to be a lot of blocks to do this, but I think it's going to be worth it. Ah, yes. Oh, bother. Oh. I think I made all these using the wrong texture. I mean, I could go... Can I do this without affecting the whole base? By the looks of it, yes I can. I just don't shift click. So, donk, like that. And it just sort of changes an area. Okay, that's great. Sort of panic mode over, because I thought I'd made a grievous error there. Let's see how far this goes. Oh, this is interesting. This side is higher. So I could sort of just drive on here. I mean, if I get this edge down flat enough, you know, sort of like something like that maybe. Are you gonna let me drill? Let's also bring this out this side so we know. Oops. So we know what we're working with in terms of scale. There we go. So it's not a perfect flat surface. Because obviously, yeah, we are working on a planetoid, so you know it's going to be at angles at times. But if we wanted to, we could also use that area for like pistons and things like that. If we really wanted to sort of like raise something up, like we're doing like a modern world like mechanics workshop sort of thing. In fact, I saw something like that. I think. Now I'm trying to remember which campaign it was that in Space Engineers. I think again, yeah, it was Frostbite, where you go into like the underground complex, and Keen had made like this huge like like lift system, and it worked really well just by using pistons and shared inertia tensors and things like that. Actually, no, I don't believe they did use the inertia tensors on that one, because I remember that lift shaking like bugger. Yeah, I may have to think about how I'm doing this, because certain areas are going to be above ground, other areas are below ground. This is going to be a bit complicated, but this is what we wanted anyway, was to be able to have like an area that we can sort of drive onto. How much further out do we want it? About here. So that could go like that with ease. I'm just wondering, at certain points, am I going to like have to sort of say, okay, well, I'm going to have to put some barriers here to say, well, you can't drive here. Because you notice how the ground is undulating, something fierce in different places. So unless I sort of go maybe like this here, so I mean that's barely a lip, so I should be able to do that with ease, just sort of drive on, no matter what the angle, into an area where I can do maintenance work or whatever. Unfortunately, this bit is long and boring, but obviously it needs to be done to get like a good solid ground that we can then work on, and everything connected up, and etc, etc. And it also helps us to work out like layouts and things. Oops. Whoops. I think this is going to be quite good for us in the end, having this like huge area like laid out. Am I really the only person who keeps on making this same bloody mistake? I mean, putting block on top of another block sort of thing. And I'm trying to do like a foundational area. Right. So this area is massive. I'm not sure whether how much of it actually is underneath the mandate of the build and repair systems. Whether we might actually have to bring that around here. Right. Okay. Now, where is the hole? Hole is there. Where is that in relation to everything else? Too close to that edge. Okay. In that case, I'm going to go with the concept of a crane. I think, for sake of safety, I think I'm going to do it somewhere over here. So if I'm going to use that as a corner, what's that? 3x3, 4x4, 5x5. I'm going to go with 6x6 this time around. Okay, so if I go with this as our, I guess you could say our starting point. Actually, I'm going to. I'm going to go with a reinforced area here with a block in the middle. I'm also going to change this to a lighter grey in this case, because wrong one. Bother. Character items? Yes. Put that in there. Home. I want the one with the... yeah, that one. Because I want cylindrical column. Question is how high do I want this? Good question. If I say 10 blocks, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run out of interior. Okay, no problem. What's that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll park there for the moment. Okay, so next we're going to need a rotor and a hinge. Yeah. So I think I'm going to go with the rotor first on this one. I'm going to put 0 facing out that way. I'm going to put the hinge on top with that little nobule backwards, which that means reverses that way. Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Well, we're quite high up. Actually, I kind of like this. This kind of works. It sort of makes the build feel sort of proper. Okay, that looks like a seam. Like a texture seam right there. Okay, now going back to what we were doing. Yeah, what do I do now? I think I'm going to need... actually, that's a good point. How am I going to do all this? Because if I was to put a block there as the starting point for the crane, how am I going to build the crane? That is a good question. I might need to go away and look at the build of a crane. Okay, give me a moment just to find something to work with. Okay. Alright. Having gone away and done some looking, I've messed up. And I've messed up quite badly on this one. Okay. I'm going to have to take this down to ground level and work again.
Inventory full.
Because...
Inventory full.
Oops. The mast,
Inventory full. Energy. Inventory
which is what this area is,
Inventory full.
is actually meant to be a bit more of the area which is climbable. So we're going to need to actually do that. Oh, excuse me. So let's have it that way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go higher. I think 20 higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa! Well, that was close. Okay, so we've now got a Ekin tool mast. Okay, before I do anything else, I think it's time to to actually go and heal up, energize up as well. Real world coffee up as well. Right. So that's our mast going upwards. Now, from what I can understand of an image I'm looking at this point here, this is going to be like an area just underneath where there's going to be the actual rotating section itself. So I think what this enables us to do is how am I gonna do this? Because this all allows us to be very inventive. This is why I love this game. Oh, girder. Sorry, it says take about 100 of those. Right. Now we're going to need something to hold the gantry up, and so let's bring in the catwalk. Like that for now. Right, there we go. So that is our right. And then we're also going to need safety precautions going up. Because knowing me, I'm going to do something stupid like jump off of it and then fall to my death. Hence why I didn't put one there. Right. Now, why isn't a lot of this building? Probably because I am going to need a build and repair system for over this area as it stands. One that goes up this high too. Either that or it's building down there first. Okay, do I need one more here? I think I do. I think I need one more like that. And then on top I put a rotor. Then that way I can climb up here, sort of jump off out here, and then if I've aimed wherever I am, I could, if I've got like the cab like here, I can just sort of like click on the cab and get in, as if there's like a pull ladder that you can pull down and then climb up to the cabin and get in. Because I don't actually know how they're meant to do it, because unless it's in real life, it's a case of there's a ladder inside of this rotator that they have in the tower cranes. So yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do this. So I think utilizing scaffold blocks. How am I going to do this? Possibly like that. And then I'm going to... yeah, if I get rid of the ladder, the hinge and the rotor, because I don't think I need those now. I can then get the cockpit section. We want the industrial cockpit for this, because as you can see, that would look more like a tower crane cockpit. And then that could go there. And then on the other side, there's, I'm guessing, some sort of electrical cabinet or something like that. So what we got that we can utilize to make it look like an electrical cabinet, I'm not entirely sure what that is. It's either an electrical cabinet or some sort of power system, something of that sort of nature. Well, there's a scaffold ladder. Okay. Could have used that, I suppose. No. What we got here? Bookshelf. Have freezers? No. What do we got? What have we got? No, that's not going to do it. Curious. I'm not sure what to use here. I suppose a refill station could work. in a manner of speaking, but I don't think that's the jobby I'm looking for right now. So just go for a battery on that side. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for a battery, maybe yeah, we'll go with a warfare battery. Okay, so that's taking care of where we're going to sit. The other side, I'm going to go quote-unquote balance. Okay, now up here. Oh, no.
Inventory full.
I just realised I've made a grievous mistake here.
Inventory full.
Okay. Let's get up here for a second. Right. In terms of blocks, I need one with a walkable section. Like that. Then the cockpit. There. Then the battery. There. And then we can start bringing out the walkable scaffold going out, I don't know, maybe 10 blocks or so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Although there does seem to be, on some of these, a wider section at the back to sort of work around the counterweight. So if we have the 4 at the back, have 2 of them where it's wider out. Okay, so what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then from these last 2, gonna need to work on what we do next. Actually, even then, I think what I've done here. Oh, no, actually, I suppose it depends on which type of tower crane we're talking about, doesn't it? Okay, yeah, we're gonna, yeah. Okay, so we'll use the X to go 1, 2. And then 1, and then, hold on, we're gonna need to find an end one now. Corner inverted. I suppose that would work as an end piece. Yeah. Okay, so we'll use that as an end piece there. So that means we won't fall off. Okay. So that's great. And then we want... What do we want? We want 2... I guess we want 2 corners. Can I do this without falling off the rig? So, actually, what's the difference between the 2? That was just where the corner just comes to be. I'm going to go with that one. Alright, we'll do that. Right, so we're going to have like the heavy weight hanging from the bottom. I'm not sure what's meant to be up top here. I can't seem to get a good enough picture to be able to see. So I think what we're going to do here is, in here, we'll grab some heavy armor block. I'm going to use the concrete for this one, when it allows me. And I think, yeah, that's done it nicely. There we go. Okay. Now, normally there's going to be like some things going up to a tower up here. Oh, we're rotating. Right, okay. Where are we at? I think I'm going to need to go get some more hydrogen and things like that. I think we're also near the end of this episode as well. I think I've been going on for longer than an hour again. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away. I'm going to allow this to catch up. I'm also going to build out the front end as best as I can and figure out what I'm going to do in terms of the movable hoist and how it then extends down to ground level. But I think we've got the beginnings of a good crane going on here. Yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking so far about this idea and where it's going and what you'd like to see next. Because I think once I've got this crane going and we're able to upgrade the land shark, my next task is now where is it? The bridge over there. I want to get that built, because I've been promising you guys that for a week or two now. And then I think from there we can then figure out how we're going to continue and what we're going to do, because I know we need a flyer as well. Been promising that too. And yeah, I mean, who knows? We'll get there in the end, guys. So thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you next time on Occasionalist Gaming.